Do anything with Tim, and by Tyson Foods, feeding you like family.
You know, it's really wild when you think about it. What, just a few years ago, you go out for a morning run, maybe you'd see your neighbor going for a newspaper or walking his or her dog. And now, wow, you go out for a run, you see thousands and thousands of runners, like right here in New York City. Hi, everybody, I'm Lisa G, and welcome to Finish Line. And it is truly amazing that over the past few years, people have gotten off their couches, put on their running shoes, and joining in sports.
The potpourri of activity that can get you sweating includes the water, the track, the mountains, and the roads. And once you're in high gear, there's no looking back. Some get there faster than others, but it's the journey that makes it worthwhile. Looks like the guy on the right is giving her a push or hanging on for a free ride. Maybe we're on some new athletic ground here. The race application for the Adidas Triple Bypass mentions mountain biking, trail running, paddling, and a mystery event. It also says the event will take 4 to 6 hours, cover a total distance of 40 miles, and to bring plenty of energy. And no individual stars here. You start and finish as a 3-person team. The bypass was held in the Pine Creek and Hauser Wilderness areas in the Cleveland National Forest, about 45 minutes east of San Diego. The race was by invitation only. Athletic resumes were submitted and 15 teams selected. Entrants were not told any specifics of the event prior to race day. The water crossings were cleverly omitted from the race application. The 18-mile bike course gained 1,400 feet in the first 4 miles, which immediately tested the camaraderie of even the most loyal of teammates.
Keep it up, guys. You did good. I don't mean to laugh, but...
Come on, Noe, you can do it!
The trail run was 9 miles of the toughest terrain Southern California has to offer.
It's part of the course. We're wagon day. Good job. Beautiful. Good job, guys.
Number 1, Team Adidas Adventure. Guess that's the Adidas Factory team, has their push and/or pull technique working well. Ew, yeah.
Teamwork! Teamwork.
Front sight.
Ah, the mystery event. The paintball shoot. One member of each team has 15 seconds to shoot at 10 targets.
Go, baby. Come on. Come on. 5 seconds. You're done. 3, 2.
Then it's off to Lake Marina for a 5-mile paddle. You get the idea that this could be a longer day than expected for some of these weekend athletes. But what's this? A mystery event not on the program? A final test of teamwork. Get a 100-pound railroad tie across the finish line. No weekenders here. Team 1 is elite all the way and raises their arms in victory. Let's analyze the railroad tie-carrying style of some finishing teams. On the left, Team Spooky Bears from Los Angeles chooses the battering ram technique. And for Team Stealth from San Diego, the frontal assault tactic seems to be working, as long as the finish line is only 10 more yards. Third place team, 2 jerks and a squirt from San Diego, didn't see the second place team edge them for the silver. The Adidas triple bypass for those athletes who can handle a lot of energy and a little mystery.
Good job.
Beginning and ending adjacent to the Liberty Bell Pavilion, the Market Street Miles in Philadelphia brought some fast action downtown. The out and back course offered the runners a quick tour of historic Market Street. Here's the Olympic Development Mile with some of America's top rising stars hitting the pavement. The Rabbit is Moroccan Hussein Siba, and following in the blue is 1992 Olympian John Troutman of Team Adidas. Troutman is a Georgetown graduate who specializes in the 5,000, but he's also a 355 miler and a great cross-country runner. Philly's Market Street doesn't appear to be an ideal surface for fast times, so getting there first is what counts tonight. Troutman gathers himself for the final sprint as the rest of the field sorts itself out. With 200 yards to go, Troutman moves to the outside and shifts into high. On the right, coming from way off the pace, is Brad Sumner of New Balance and the New York Athletic Club. Forget technique, the Villanova grad just muscles his way to the front. Six runners across in less than 2 seconds. Brad Sumner savors his Tiffany Crystal and moves one giant step up the ladder of American milers. The Olympic Development Miles are giving athletes top-level race experience, which is so important for success in international competition. Here's another mystery event. Officiating is a little loose, but it's the same for everybody. Let's see who bounces in first. Leading the pack is Erin Donahue, one of the few ladies in the competition. For Erin Donahue, an extraordinary sub-6-minute mile. This lady needs an agent. You go, girl.
Under 6 minutes for the basketball.
The aquatic world celebrates its best with the annual International Swimming Hall of Fame honoree ceremony. Ted Stickles swam with Doc Councilman's legendary Indiana University swim team from 1962 to 1965. At one point during his career, he and his roommate, Hall of Famer Chet the Jet Jastrzemski, held a total of 7 world records. Ted dominated the individual medley, breaking a total of 9 world records. One of his classic breakthrough performances was the first ever sub-2-minute 200-yard IM.
You look at a lot of records in other sports that maybe get broken by a tenth, a hundredth every once in a while. Swimming has just continued to improve. You wonder where it's going to stop. I'm embarrassed now to talk about times I used to do because I have a kid around the corner who's beaten everything I've ever done.
Ted Stickles, Hall of Fame swimmer. Somewhere in the middle of an 8-month, 13,000-mile world ride. Encouraging those with physical or mental disabilities to participate in sports, World Ride consists of a core group of 7 riders, joined by thousands during their journey. A car accident left Steve Ackerman paralyzed from the hips down.
So Steve, how you enjoying the weather this morning?
Man, it's cold out here. I think it was about 18 degrees. I can't get anything out of my water bottle. It's frozen.
This your kind of riding weather?
No, if I was at home and it was like this, I would be doing something else, probably skiing.
The circumnavigation will take the riders from the U.S. to the British Isles, then to the continent, Russia, Mongolia, China, Japan, and back to Washington, D.C. Rory McCarthy has muscular atrophy in his legs.
The other thing about this whole ride is that it's allowing everybody to feel like we are very much the same and we don't have these differences. And that you know, the disabilities, even though they're obvious physical disabilities, they don't prevent us from doing things. And everyone is a part of this.
Yeah.
The honorary chairman of AXA World Ride is Tour de France winner Greg LeMond. And Greg's advice to the riders? Take it one day at a time. Good luck.
Backstroker's in the water.
Now it's into the pool of the Tyson Foods National High School Swimming and Diving Championships, organized by the National Interscholastic Swimming Coaches Association. The meet is invitation only for top-rated high school seniors, all of them All-Americans.
Mr. Starter.
Take your mark.
The 100 back is 4 lengths of this 25-yard Hall of Fame pool. And moving to the front quickly is Jennifer Hummert of La Cueva High School in Corrales, New Mexico. Jennifer is undefeated in 4 years of high school swimming. The coaches at the University of Florida will be glad to see her in the fall. But slipping by for a slight lead is Jenny Dudley of Albuquerque Academy on her way to Alabama. Jenny is an All-American in the 200 and 500 free, as well as the 100 back, and has won 8 state titles. A new meet record for Jenny Dudley.
It's your race. If you haven't got your technique, you won't have a good race. It's all important. Everything's all important in 100. It's like a 50. You got to have it all together. If you don't, there's no room for mistakes.
Both Jenny and Jennifer finished under the old meet record. third place, Amanda Crow will join Jennifer at the University of Florida.
The traditional belief was that in the off-season being November, December, cyclists were supposed to get off their bikes and take it easy, maybe do some cross-training. But now, cycling is such a very specific sport that you cannot lay off for that long of a time. So, in other words, through the winter they're riding maybe 3 days a week. They may take 2 weeks off completely, but immediately back on the bike they're riding at least 3 days a week, incorporating some cross-training, but really the regimen of specific cycling training has increased. So probably they're doing less cross-training. The members of the Saturn cycling team now do less cross-training than they used to, and especially as the big events approach, you can't afford to do anything but ride your bike, eat, and sleep, and that's about it.
The Chemical Bank Corporate Challenge Series, held in 14 U.S. cities with over 100,000 runners. During the summer, 3 separate events are held in New York City's Central Park, with over 10,000 in each race, making it the second biggest running event in New York.
Mr. Mayor, I mean, we've got 25 years in New York City Marathon. What can we look forward to in the future for the Marathon of New York City?
Well, it's going to grow, be even greater. It's the largest marathon in the world. It's one of the great sporting events in the entire world. It started as a very small little marathon. Fred Lebeau built it into this great, spectacular event. Last year was the 25th year, 30,000 runners. Worldwide attention for New York City. They run in all 5 boroughs of the city. They get to see the city and project it in the best possible light. As the mayor of the city, this is one of our great events every fall. So it's a permanent great event for New York and for America.
Down the road about 100 miles, as part of a week-long festival of sports, recreation and cultural events in Philadelphia, elite athletes get ready for the Olympic Development Mile, a quick trip down and back Market Street. Earlier on the schedule, there were miles for kids, masters, wheelchairs, and for anyone else who wanted to test their fitness level.
Dale?
Taking it from the gun is Nike runner Darcy Ariola of Cal State Northridge. Pacing for a road mile is very difficult because it is so rarely run, and because the finish line can appear to be close even though it's still a quarter mile away. Athletes are definitely welcome on the streets of Philadelphia.
When I was about a block away from the half-mile point, I didn't think I'd make it, but I'm pretty happy. 9:15. When I was running, I did a 10-mile race in 82 minutes. That was the best I ever did. So 9:15 is not terrible.
In the black singlet is Debbie Marshall, a half-mile specialist who appears to be out for a light jog. Debbie takes it up a couple of notches, but that finish line just doesn't seem to be getting any closer. Darcy Ariola is patient and waits for the right moment to strike.
I actually took it right away, like within a few steps, I think, because the pace didn't seem to go that fast, and I wanted to run hard the whole way, not a kicker's race, because I knew there were some 800 runners that could kick pretty well, and I didn't want to be stuck kicking at the end. I wanted to take it out of them early.
The development miles help to improve the quality of the field that will be racing at the Olympic trials next year. Tom Clement is the National Interscholastic Swim Coaches Speedo Swimmer of the Year.
I don't know, I just kind of take it one day at a time, set my goals. You know, I set my long-term goals, set them what I want to do, and then I just take it one day at a time, because you got to take it one day at a time to get to those long-term goals. So I just kind of try not to worry about it too much, but set them so I can hopefully get them.
Tom is from Lubbock, Texas, on his way to Auburn, and is an All-American in the 100 backstroke, 200 individual medley, and the 50 free. Now, the You Can Do Anything Athlete of the Week, presented by Tim, the Toshiba Integrated Multimedia Monitor. For his versatility, performance, and all-around skill, Tom Clement is this week's Tim You Can Do Anything Athlete of the Week. Now, back to the city of brotherly love for the final event in the series of Market Street Miles. It's the men's age 19 to 29 race with the usual field of both contenders and pretenders. The sun is already set in the west for most of the field, but it's sizzling hot for the two guys out front. Kent Thompson pulls with Terrence Armstrong shoulder surfing. .200 yards to go and the gears begin to shift. Thompson isn't high, but Armstrong has an overdrive. A great tactical sub-420 for Terrence Armstrong, one of the thousands of Market Street milers.
America is truly on the move. We are right smack in the middle of a wild fitness craze. And for all of you who are still putting one foot in front of the next, trying to get to your finish line, good luck. I'm Lisa G. for Finish Line. See you next time.
Finish Line was brought to you in part by Saturn, a different kind of company, a different kind of car. By Tim, Toshiba's Integrated Multimedia Monitor. You can do anything with Tim. And by Tyson Foods, feeding you like family.